Well, hey there people, how the frig's it going today? So, last video I mentioned I've been waiting for some packages to come in because of a thing going on. Well, let me explain to you that thing. You've already seen I went down to Bloke's once and we went bass fishing. That was my choice. I love bass fishing. However, Bloke's big thing is carp fishing. Your boy ain't configured for carp fishing. I do have a catfish pole, but it has a salmon reel on it. Carp fishing is a different beast, the way that Bloke likes to do it. So I said, well, what do I need? He told me to go watch a couple people on YouTube to find out exactly what I need for carp fishing. So I did. And then I jumped on Amazon and we got some packages to open. I don't know what is what. We'll open up the little package first here. So literally I ordered everything that this guy uses. So first off, I ran out of Power Pro. So I just bought some moss green 30-pound braid. It says Proberos fishing line. Is it 30 pound? Yes, 30 pound. I asked Bloke what he uses on his rod and he said he uses braid. He said braid works fine. He's been carp fishing for a while. So some braid line. And then I said, well, what about for baits? And he said, oh, well, what you need are these. What are these? Well, let me show you. What are those? Basically, this is called a method feeder. What you do is you make this like goop-like bait out of panko, flour, corn, and jello, and it becomes this like consistency of a bread dough, and then you take a handful of it and you mash it around this thing, and this is now your bait block. And then from what I gather is you put some corn on a hook and you stab the hook into your dough. So the carp come along, they smell this from a mile away, they come along and start sucking on it to get the bread and the goop off the bait, and they end up inhaling your hook. And then when they go to leave, they get hook set and then they start pulling line. This is the problem I have, is I'm not configured for them to pull line. There's special reels for that. A lot of people who do it with a basic spinning reel, they'll just loosen their drag up to the point where it can pull line freely and make the ticking sound, and then they wait to hear that ticking sound. Then they go over and quickly tighten it up and set the hook. But like I said, there's a special reel for that. So next up is this big box. What's in the big bag? What's in the big bag? Well, we have a box. That sounds like it's got a lot of loose parts in it. I forgot what I ordered, guys, because like I said, I put this order in like a week ago and I've been waiting for stuff to show up. So in this box here, in this box here, we have 2 rod holders. I'm just gonna try and get one out. So carp fishing is a game of patience. So what you do is you sail, like, it's not like bass fishing. That's what I like about bass fishing is you're constantly working the bait and scanning the water looking for the fish. Carp, you sail it out and you let the bait do the work for you as you sit back and do nothing until a fish bites. So what this is literally you put your rod in it, you set your area here, peg one of these guys into the ground. If that was looser, it would slide in there. So you peg one of these things into the ground, you set your rod in it, and you just let it sit there. And when a fish bites, you'll notice the tip of the rod dancing and you'll hear your drag go. And then you come over, take the rod out, and then set your hook and reel the little jerk in. So I got 2 of these. They're relatively cheap. I think they're 20 bucks on Amazon. These things I think were like 10 bucks. And I got, what, 12 of them? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of these guys. So, oh, it probably says on there how many pieces. Oh yeah, it totally does. 12 pieces. Okay, cool. And this here I think was like 12 bucks for 300 meters of braid. So that's cool. What else is in this big one? Oh yes, and the type of hooks they use, they're called hair rigs. So let me see if I can get one out here and I'll show you what makes this, so figure out how the bag even opens. Oh, it even came with the stoppers. So I've been doing research on carp fishing, trying to figure out how it works. So what this hair rig is, and I got a whole whack load of these things because I don't know if they break, but then I realized how easy they were to make and I'm like, shit. Basically, you have your quick connect up here. It's like a swivel, your swivel up top, and you got braided line coming down to your hook. Let me find my light here. I'm gonna throw some light on the subject. There, now you can see. On the hook itself, you can see this little, oh, frick, I'm putting on the light. You can see this little line coming off. That's where you put your bait. To attach the bait to the hair rig, and I'll show all this too when I'm gone fishing, because I'm gonna be going back down the Blokes in a week or 2, and we're gonna go carp fishing. So like I said, I got 3 packs, 3 packs? Yeah, 3 packs, 6 rigs each, so 18 rigs total for these hair sinker things, hair rigs, pre-made, but they're actually really easy to make. You can go on Catfish and Carp. That's one of the guys I watched a lot of on this, because the guy's literally, his channel's about catching catfish and carp, and he had a lot of good information on catching. I'm basically building the bait. Bloke already bought all the stuff to make the bait. Probably gonna buy a couple cans of corn from Dollarama or something, but this kit comes with 4 of these things. And what this is, sorry, I keep putting it in front of the light, not the lens. What this is, it's a tool for loading the bait onto the hook. So what you do is on the end of the hair rig, you basically, you hook the eyelid, or sorry, you stab your corn on here first. Then you hook the rope and then you slide it off of here onto the rope. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys this here while we're out there. And then these are the stoppers that you put on the rope, and it keeps the corn from sliding off. So when the fish goes to suck in the corn, and it'll suck in the corn and the hook, and then when it realizes it's hooked, it's too late, you're done. Like you're done, you're shut down, you're getting your freaking dinner, bud, you know, one of those. So that's the hair rig setup. And what happens is this hair rig here connects to one of these, and then once it's connected, you basically hook the hook into the goop. Like I said, I'll show you guys all that. So that's cool. So I got my tackle, I got my line, I got my lure, hooks, all that shit. Awesome. Oh, problem I had with the truck, which is not really with the truck, but with the camper shell. One side, I lost, you know, in the T-bar, you got that thing in the back that when you turn the T-bar to lock it, it basically stops the door from opening. I lost one somewhere. So for like $6 on Amazon, I bought 2 more. So I got to put that on the truck and hopefully it fits. And last but not least, like I said, I didn't have the right reel for catfishing or for carp. Apparently this reel also works for catfishing. Apparently this technique for carp also works for cat. So on Amazon, they had the Sugaling carp fishing reel. It's a size 6,000, 4.7 to 1 return. Comes with a spare spool, so if you want to spool up with like mono as well as braid, you can, and just keep it on you. Comes with an owner's manual, which nobody ever reads, but I probably should because I've never used one of these before. And it also comes with the reel, which is what you wanted to buy. Now, what makes these reels special is the twin drag system. So you have your drag in the front, which you basically, is this like right now open or something? What's going on here? Oh, it's not tightened. Let me just tighten this up here. So that's actually really good. But you have your drag system in the front you can basically set it to whatever you want, which, you know, if it's pulling on the line, that's there. But if you flick this switch, now it's the drag system in the back act. So now it can just free spool, and then you can adjust it back here, tighten it up, and loosen it. So you have this 2 drag systems. So instead of having to pick up your rod and then crank your drag to lock it in place, you can preset your front drag, and then this switch will select which drag to use. So you can actually control it better. So you cast your shit out, you lock that in place. Now you got free drag, so if fish grabs it and runs with it, it just starts spooling. Not a big deal. You pick up your rod, flick this up, boom, locked in, hard drag. So I think that's pretty cool. It's called a bait feeder reel. If you want to get one, that's what they're called. Here's the problem I have though. This is going to be kind of funny. You guys on YouTube know my luck with collapsible rods. And by collapsible, you know what I mean, like telescopic rods. You've seen me break 2 rods so far that were collapsed. You've seen me snap the quantum. Actually, I've broken a couple quantum rods, not even collapsibles, or telescopic, sorry. But I've broken a quantum. I've broken, I've broken a Sugaling as well. Broke a Sugaling, broke a quantum. I've broken a Zebco, 2 Zebcos, and there was another one. So I think 4 rods so far that I videotaped snapping that were all telescopic. So obviously my luck with telescopic rods is just fantastic, right? So I'm in the garage looking for rods, and then I look up and I see my big 8-foot Shakespeare with a 4,000 size reel. They said this is a 6,000, but honestly, I think it's just a 4,000. Does it say on here what it is? Doesn't. It doesn't matter. Oh no, it says right there, 6,000. So that's a 4,000 reel, but you notice it doesn't have the switch on the back or the extra drag system. So not really bueno, right? However, during my digging around, I found this. What is this, you ask? It's a telescopic saltwater, they call it, fishing rod that just so happens to accept a really big spinning reel and is 10 feet long. So I'm gonna bring this thing down, probably destroy it. So we'll see if we can get the second hat trick for rods destroyed. I've already broken 5 telescopic rods. Let's see if we can make it 6. I know there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. The Eagle Claw is still alive. But yeah, bring this thing down, but I'm gonna bring the Shakespeare as a backup so that when I do break this one, I can quickly switch over to the Shakespeare and still carry on fishing. But this should be pretty good. I should be able to fight the fish pretty good with this. It doesn't have as long of a handle as the Shakespeare, but I don't know. I should be all right. I just expect the tip to break because this is pretty flimsy. But we'll see. We'll see how we do with this. We'll see how we do with this. So that's what I got for carp fishing. If any of you guys have been carp fishing, obviously you won't be able to give me any pointers because by the time this video goes up, I've already gone and come back. See, I do this on purpose. I like to have a buffer of videos ahead so that on days when I just don't feel like filming and I just feel like being lazy, I can totally do that and it's cool. Yeah, and something else I wanted to talk about was, I don't know why, but people think I'm not driving Dirty Bird. The amount of questions or people asking me, hey Adam, why aren't you driving Dirty Bird? Or why don't you sell me Dirty Bird? Or one guy wanted to trade me fishing lures for Dirty Bird. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, no. I drive my car all the time. I've been driving my car all week. I've been driving my car all last week. You guys don't see it, but I drove my car to work. I drive it to martial arts. The only time I don't drive it was when I went to Bloke's. This thing only has 40,000 kilometers on it. For you guys in America, that's 25,000 miles. Well, 24,800, give or take. I don't have much mileage on this vehicle. I drive it to Bloke's and back because it's just more reliable. I don't know how this would do on a long trip, and honestly, I don't really want to find out. And it's also hard to carry a bunch of fishing poles in that when I got this huge bed that I can put fishing poles in, even though I totally have a camp set up back there. But I digress. Yeah, I drive Dirty Bird all the time. Just because you don't see it on the videos doesn't mean it just sits there and rots. So I drive the shit out of that car. I do want to say big thank you to whoever suggested I buy sea foam for it, because let me tell you, I was having an issue in the beginning of the year where it was throttle surging, and then I popped the hood and I was watching it go, and the injector was dripping. So I was like, oh, that's not good. The gasoline wasn't atomizing, it was dripping. I went out and bought some sea foam because you guys have been basically telling me, like, run some sea foam through, run some sea foam. So I bought the sea foam, you guys saw that video, threw a bottle of it in, filled the tank, and then drove that tank down. And ever since then, the car has been idling so smooth. The throttle response feels so much better, and everything is just amazing. Like the car is like a whole different car now. So it cleaned up a bunch of shit. Now I want to find, there's I looked it up online because I saw a fogger kit at Canadian Tire, but it's sold out. Saw it on the website, and what you do is you basically get the car to rev at 2,000 RPMs in idle, and you run this straw into the throttle body, and you just spray the whole can down, and it atomizes in, and it cleans out the throttle body and the plenum and all the intake and all that. And then once you're done spraying the bottle in, you shut the vehicle off and let it heat soak for 20 minutes, and then you go for a drive. And luckily I can do this in my car. If I shift into second, the car will stay in second gear. She will not jump to drive and overdrive or third and fourth. It'll stay in second gear. Like because of the shift kit that I have in it, the stage 3 shift kit, you can shift it manually up and down gears and it'll take it. Where a normal automatic transmission, you can do that, but you'll hurt it. This one here has been rebuilt and designed for it. Yes, the transmission is a TH700R4, but it's got a stage 3 shift kit, Corvette servo, and a bunch of other shit that my buddy Mitch put into it. When I brought it in to get it rebuilt, he cut me a deal 2,700 bucks later, and I got a transmission that when it goes from first to second, it shifts so freaking hard that it shakes the car. It's like power shifting a manual. It's so good. So, but yeah, like if you have an old vehicle that's running like a bag of shit and it was running good at one point in time, go and just buy a can of sea foam, throw it in your gas tank, fill it up with fuel, and go for a rep. Run that tank down, and then just watch how your car just behaves afterward. Like, I don't recommend doing it back to back to bickety back. You don't have to do it on every tank, but I'm definitely going to do it every year, just once a year. I might even run a when I go down to Bloke's next, I might even just throw a can of that shit in the truck, even though the truck only has, like I said, 40,000 kilometers on it. It's going to have 41,000 after I go to Bloke's because that's 500 kilometers one way, but whatever. That's what I bought it for, right? To drive, not to sit there and look pretty and stay low on mileage. I bought it to drive it, so I'm gonna drive it. But yeah, like I drive the Firebird a lot, guys. Just because you don't see it on the videos doesn't mean it doesn't get road time. She gets road time. I drive it to work, I drive it around town, I do groceries in it. It's a lot easier to do groceries in that thing than it is in the truck, because the truck I got the passenger seat to put the groceries on, where the car I got the whole back seat. Yeah, I guess I could put it in the box of the truck, but No, I'd rather have it with me. That way there I don't have to walk. Oh, meow face is sad because I'm outside and she's stuck in the window. Look at the mouth face, she's so sad. Look at the mouth face, she's so sad. The mouth face. But yeah, no. What was I saying? But yeah, no, I drive the shit out of the car. Like, I during the week, the truck usually just sits put. I do fire it up from time to time and take it out. But in the summertime, I figure I might as well just rack up mileage on the Firebird, on the project car, because it's still registered as a project car on the insurance. So you can drive it as a project car. But they're like, when is the project going to be finished? And I'm like, are project cars ever finished? The guy's like, good enough. It doesn't increase or decrease the amount of insurance you pay. It's just they have it listed as a project, you know. And I got to thinking about the paint and all that, and I'm like, you know, I could repaint it, or I could just clean it up and bring it to a place and have it wrapped. Like, I don't mean like wrapped to make it look stupid or anything, just a solid color wrap, black vinyl or something. I thought about that because like a professional paint job, I went and talked to a couple places and I was looking at close to $3-4 grand, where if I were to bring it to a wrap shop, it's like $1,000. And the car doesn't see winter, so you don't have to worry about salt wrecking it. The car literally just sees summer. In the winter, it's parked in the garage. So that's what I was thinking, just getting it wrapped and calling it a day. Yeah, so now you know the future plans is going down to Bloke's. Not sure when. Is that a frog? What is that? Oh, it's just a chiseled rock. I've seen a lot of bullfrogs around at night. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but it's a sign, that's for sure. But yeah, going down to Bloke's. Probably gonna go down on the long weekend in September. The last hoorah before the kids go back to school, eh? I don't have that problem, I don't have kids, so I just know it's the last hoorah. Summer's not over till the 22nd, boys. September 22nd, summer ends. God, did summer go by quick this year, eh? Holy shit, feels like just yesterday fishing opened on Nipissing, and it's already freaking going, it's already September. Like, that's brutal. That's brutal. But yeah, the other reason why I don't drive the Trans Am down is it's not, going to visit Bloke now is not like before. Before going down there, all I needed to do is bring a suitcase, my laptop, and a camera, because all we did was drive around, visit people, and drink copious amounts of beer. Now I go down there and we fish. we don't do all the driving around town, except for driving from pond to pond to pond to pond looking for fish. So big difference now than it was back in the day. It's a lot different. So like taking the Trans Am, it's really hard because, you know, I'm gonna bring my bass tackle with me because you never know. I'm gonna bring, what I might do, I'm dying to test this setup. I have over here, not this one. I do want to try this one out though. This is the Shakespeare reel on a telescopic Zebco. But I have this Iron Claw with a Zebco 33. And what I want to do with this is I want to pick off some panfish. I got some micro baits and some micro hooks because last time we're sitting there fishing, we weren't catching shit, but there was tons of little fish around. And I was like, you know, it would be funny just to pick on, but I had nothing small enough to do it. And now I do. So probably do that. Probably go that route. Everything I read about putting braid on a spinning reel, everything said the same thing. Back it with mono, otherwise it will slip on the spool. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna back it with some 8-pound shitty test. They said it doesn't matter what you use, just use something. There's not much left on this spool. I have no idea what the hell I spooled with this, but there's not much on here. Was there any to begin with? I wonder if this is one of the spools that I got with that mystery tackle box. But anyway, I'm gonna set this reel up tonight, and yeah. So as far as the Firebird goes, guys, of course I'm not getting rid of it. I'm keeping it. Quit asking me if I sell it and so you can use it for parts for your car, or quit trying to offer me trades. I'm not trading it. I'm driving that car until A, it becomes a crumpled up beer can, or B, the engine explodes into a fiery mess and the car turns into molten plastic and whatever else it's made out of. Never selling that car. That's my first car, man. I bought that thing first. Had that car my entire driving career pretty much. So yeah, never selling that car, because I know if the moment I sold it, I'd friggin' regret it. And I did want to sell it earlier, like in 2019, when I was going through some financial troubles. I thought about selling it, but now that's a hard no. I'll never get rid of that car. I don't care. You can talk it down, you can say it's slow, you can say it's garbage, it's blah blah blah. You don't have to like it because you don't have to own it. It's my car, I love it, and it is what it is. So that'd be that. Anyway guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down here. Not even sure how long this video is or was or will ever be, but I got a reel to spool. and I gotta figure out how the hell I'm gonna pack all this shit for going to Blokes. Not that I'm leaving anytime this week. It's next week probably that I'm gonna be going. It doesn't matter because by the time you guys watch this, I've already gone, come back, and shot some other stuff. So on that note, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, like button, questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Until next time, peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.